The past 7 days have been such a humbling experience. Let me catch you up. Instagram has put a bunch of restrictions on my account. They're suspecting some of my content to suggest that I'm selling or exchanging GLP medication, which I have never done, nor have I even affiliated with a telehealth provider. Picking me as the person in this situation is just so wild to me because I'm so against some of these things, so against it for myself and my brand and my business. It doesn't make sense for me, but here I am. I am not allowed to do a lot of different things on Instagram, including going live. None of my content will be shared on homepage and explore pages, and that impacts my growth and my business. I'm also not sure if it will even show to my own followers. It's turned my account that had been growing quickly recently because I've been talking about something really important to so many people, talking about slow weight loss and stalls on GLP-1. That's just not really a major focus of a lot of people on social media, I believe, are on social media because they're having good luck on these medications. And so they may hit a bump here and there, but for the most part, it's just not a common experience. And it's not something that people feel comfortable talking about because they feel by talking about it, it's going to discredit the reason people might follow them. I don't care about any of that. And I have a lot more scientific data behind all of this that I'm trying to support people with. So I've been talking about it, and my account had been just growing like wildfire. Maybe that's why I was at a higher risk as well. Regardless, it's tough because now my account is like literally dormant. Like going on there is fairly creepy and eerie. When you have 14,000 people following you, you typically have something going on when you check into the account. I try not to be on there very much, but it went from having some conversations to nothing. It's been really tough mentally. And I also have to do the work to fight it still. My kids have been sick and life has been lifing. And that's just kind of how things go. And this is what tests us in these times if we can persevere through all of this. But why I wanted to talk about this, not only do I have all these restrictions that none of them are true. If you are following me on Instagram, make sure you're connected with me some other way as well that's not related to Meta. While I'm doing everything I can to stick around because it's such an important space for me. It's my home base. It's where I started my journey and started sharing about my personal experience and evolving from that to becoming somebody who supports hundreds of other women. It was really tough because I took this last weekend to archive as many posts as I could that could potentially trigger this AI bot that's monitoring for misuse of the platform. I want to keep my account as much as I can. So I started the weekend off with 570 posts. I've put in so much love and care into all these posts. I sat there and I now have 122 posts. I've been going through quite an emotional journey to process what's going on. This business that I've created here has been like a passion of mine. I didn't just do this because I wanted to. I love being here to support the women in this community. I've been a little bit more quiet trying to understand what my next steps are, and I do not know yet. But I started doing something that I tell all of you to try to avoid as much as possible, especially when you're down scrolling social media. I was trying to understand what are other content creators doing? What about what I'm doing might be getting me in trouble, and what should I do differently? That was like the reason for my research. You guys know when you're not doing so well on your weight loss, you start looking around to figure out how you could do better, but it almost never is helpful. And I learned there are so many people out there calling themselves GLP-1 coaches and selling stuff. I literally have kept my head down since October. What happened in October is I went onto TikTok in a very excited way. I had been already sharing this on Instagram, but I decided that night that I was going to share on TikTok, already been a GLP-1 coach supporting women one-to-one, and that I have been working on a brand new course that I was so excited to share. It's going to make such an impact on their journey and make things so much easier for them. I posted that at 11 p.m. that night. I woke up the next morning and I had hate messages all over my account. I had all these stitches with my video telling me I am a grifter and trying to steal people's money for free information that they could get anywhere. It was just like, it was very intense experience. It came from people that hadn't even been following me on my account. People had a lot of strong opinions about it. I share that with you because back in October, when I presented myself as a GLP-1 coach, creating a course, people lost their mind because it just wasn't a thing. And I already had known that because I did my own research before I established an official legal business. I have an LLC. I have all this legal paperwork done. I've done so much work to figure out my scope of practice. A lot of that came because of the TikTok thing, to be fair. But nonetheless, that's what has been going on since October to now. And now I have have a membership, 3 courses, programs available for people. I've created something that I really am proud of, that I've worked really hard on. And then this week, Instagram has made my life a lot harder in my brand new baby business to figure out what my next steps are. And on top of it, I decided to make bad choices. I decided to scroll social media to figure out what's going on. What I learned was just so many GLP-1 coaches and people are making courses. It was really nice living like that when I had no idea what was happening out there. It's hard not to get a little bit curious. So I did a little bit more digging and it's interesting what I'm seeing out there as information. Some of it's, did you even check your legal rights for scope of practice? You're not allowed to share this stuff unless you're somebody's personal provider. There are people that are just trying to make money any way they can, especially since making money through affiliate marketing for compound companies is starting to wean, right? This pivot into educational health coaching is definitely very surprising. It seems like you guys have a lot of options on what you can pick from, on what you need, which is good because honestly, there's a lot of people on GLP-1 medications. We all have different needs. We also resonate with different people who might be a better person to support us. Totally fine. But check credentials. I'm not a medical provider or anything like that, but just make sure they are legally allowed to do what they're doing. Like they're allowed to offer you these things because having certain medical degrees does not qualify them to tell you medical advice. And I just don't think people know that. Yeah, that was definitely something I had a very eye-opening experience seeing what is actually happening out there in the GLP-1 space. And I probably should be more mindful of what is going on, but it was nice to live in my own space. I had conversations with people every day. So it's not like I wasn't communicating with people. I just wasn't looking at other content creators' content. That's the difference. But I would be talking to the people who would find my page and share with me what their experiences are. And from that grew all these different resources that I've created, services and products. I even recently moved over from Stan to Kajabi. If you understand how the content creation space works, it's a little different, but like I started off in Stan and that's essentially like a lower cost way to like test and see if you have a product that's viable and it's something that you can make enough profit from. And deciding to get Kajabi is essentially like going all in. Like I put all my cards out there. And I just think that it's based on the timeline of people's entering this market. Either way, it's interesting. Let me know what you've been seeing as resources. I don't know if I want to know, but I kind of want to know. Do you know what I mean? I'm curious at what's going on. If you want to know what I offer for my services, I offer a membership program for high achieving women that are looking to stay motivated, supported through their weight loss journey. You get coaching from me inside the membership. You get to interact with other women that are very similar to you. It's wonderful. That is something that I offer personally. Doors to that are currently closed as I'm working through how to reestablish the next round. I'm also being mindful of my own journey along the way. I also have the stall strategy, which is my personal work of art. It's a video series plus a workbook that helps you troubleshoot what you're going through on your journey, whether you are in an active stall or not losing weight as fast as you wanted. This allows you to go through all the different things that impact your weight loss, understand your solutions and your options, and guide you to work with your personal medical provider to quickly solve your problems so you can get back to losing weight at the rate that you want to. I also have an additional piece called the stall mindset, which is a nice add-on that allows you, if you're struggling with how you feel in your stall, let's say you know exactly why you're not losing weight. You've already identified it, you know exactly what's going on. It's your food. And that's usually the number one guess, right? My guide offers much more than that. If you need other ideas outside of just what you're eating, the mindset piece is if you're struggling with your stall or slow weight loss, it helps walk you through reframing it and shifting your perspective. You're able to take control of your GLP-1 journey by going in confidently and proud of where you're at and using that momentum to start working towards the things you need to do. The things you need to do, because a lot of times when you're a slow responder or losing weight slowly, the biggest thing is just having the ability to fight your mind. Your mind is just working against you to say, it's not even worth it, forget it, why are we even bothering? Being able to continue past that. So those are some of the things that I'm able to offer you. If you're interested, just let me know. Stay safe out there, stay healthy, and hope you're having a little bit better week than I am.